Farris.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I think whatever decision the government had made tonight would have left it open for criticism. I can't improve on the illustration that was given by Lord Finkelstein in his comment piece in The Times in October, when he said, "If the Prime Minister persists with targeted measures for small areas, you can complain that the patchwork is impossible to follow, and you would be right. If he simplifies the whole thing, applying restrictions across big regions, you can point out that he's bundled places together with different infection rates, and you'd be right again. If he closes the pubs and keeps the schools open, he's killing hospitality while the kids spread it through the playground, and if it's the other way round, he's putting booze over education." The point being, there is no right answer. Every choice carries risk and causes collateral damage. I must come back on some of the very compelling points that my constituents have made to me. Some say that in an area like West Berkshire, where the rate of infection is 63 per 100,000, the risk is now exaggerated. But that misses the fact that between the 1st of October and the 1st of November, the rate of infection quadrupled, mirroring the national picture, at a time when we learn from paragraph 3.5 of the impact assessment published yesterday that by the end of October, England was on a trajectory to exceed total NHS capacity within weeks, with a mortality rate of 24% for all hospitalisations, so we cannot be complacent. But the second point that is made, as with many others, is the argument that the cure is now worse than the disease. And I treat with respect and deference the emails I've received from pubs, from the Pheasant in Hungerford in the west of my constituency to the Old Boot in the east, who say that they were relying on their Christmas custom for their very survival, and I will always fight for the livelihoods of those I represent. But I ask the House this: if the hospitals were overflowing, as they are in Naples, would people really be going out to meet their mates in the pub? And if we got to January and had no choice but to enter another national lockdown, would that be better or worse? We know the answer. So I prefer the government's approach of slowly taking our foot off the brake. The government knows it needs to sustain its moral authority, and it must do that by providing a clear roadmap between tiers and working with local directors of public health. But when we are on the brink of getting a vaccine approved, one that we now know to be effective, in my view, it would be a catastrophe to fall at the final hurdle.